Well, it's episode 89. Today I'm going to be talking about choosing to move forward. And what does that mean exactly? A little uncomfortable. I got my leg propped up on this chair in here. First of all, as I jump into this, I want to say thank you again to everyone for praying for me, well wishes, the messages and phone calls that I've received checking in on me, financial donations. Yesterday evening, Matt Starr called me to check in, see how I was doing, and to get some more details on what had happened, and he wanted to express his support for what I'm doing. And he was witnessing or seeing, kind of my attitude towards all of this and what I was doing. It said it was inspiring to him to see. So, even though I'm going through this thing that's pretty painful, and even sitting here, there's, it's not painful in the fact that I'm wincing and can't operate at all. It's just this deep inside pain that keeps radiating out. It's very odd to explain how all that's happened. Everybody seems to be on this journey with me now, which is great. If anything I'm going through helps somebody else going through similar things, then mission accomplished. When I first posted I had broke my leg, I had a handful of people who messaged me and said that they had a similar break in their leg, or a family member had a similar, and so they were able to relay information to me and support, because they knew exactly what I was going through. As of yesterday, I was able to get back in this room. I hadn't been back in this room since August 6th, and it felt so good to be able to be out here and see my students and work with my students. So I titled today's show, Choosing to Move Forward. And I've had a lot of time to reflect on what that means or what that entails. So choosing to move forward. As I'm laying around, and a lot of times it's staring at the ceiling because I'm pretty flat and trying to have my leg elevated. And, hours upon hours of that, which is necessary to heal, by the way, to be able to do that. But also to stand up occasionally and move is a good thing as well. Life is going to move forward no matter what. People are going to go about their daily routines and their lives and their careers and whatever their life entails, things are going to move forward. Life is going to move forward. So I was thinking, is life going to drag me along through this process? Or am I going to decide to participate, joining the race and moving forward from whatever capacity I'm capable of doing? When I was on the phone with Matt yesterday, I said, well, there's two words that stick out for me: attitude and gratitude. Having a great attitude is something that I really impress upon my students. I've said this for years, is that ability is a must, but attitude is number one. That's what I would always tell my students. Ability is a must, but attitude is number one. So like if they're wanting to move forward in their career, playing drums and being part of music, you have to have ability. You really do. Good morning, Jim Royal. Yeah, having ability is a must. You have to have a certain level of talent and those things so that you can contribute to whatever the situation is and do it really well. But attitude is number one. So those two things. So when I got hurt, it's and today, by the way, is 2 weeks post surgery of the second surgery I had, which they installed the plates and screws. When I got hurt, yes, I screamed and yelled in pain. But everybody from the EMTs through the x-ray technicians, the doctors, the nurses, the surgeons, I knew they were there to help me. And I wanted to be a good patient as well. So they were being very kind, caring for me, and wanted to make sure that, I felt as little pain as possible and to help me recover. And so because of that, I wanted to be a good patient and have a great attitude, even though it was very painful and hard. And then, you have all these questions running through your head like, oh no, I can't do these things for a while. and opportunity that was in front of me, some of that left, and some of that is on hold waiting for me on the other side of this. So, I mean, there's a lot of things to look at. And I mentioned last week, too, that I was talking in a weak, frail tone, and that I should try to talk more in a normal tone because of how the mind is connected to the physical part of our body. And to change my tone, which would help change my attitude, which would also help in my physical part of that. So I've been trying to talk and behave in my normal Fred fashion. See, with the laughter and all of those kind of things. So during Sunday afternoon and all of that, I said, I've got to figure out a way to get out there and teach. And my Monday teaching schedule is not super heavy, so I thought it would be a good day to try to get out here and work. I say work, but it's a different type of work, right? So I got out here yesterday and started teaching, and it was good for me to see my students and to interact with them. I did notice yesterday when I was teaching that depending on how involved we were with something, I would have these little moments where I would completely forget that my leg was broken. Not forget in a way that I tried to use it, but my mind wasn't focused on this dull, aching pain or any of that, or it wasn't focused on me. It was focused on them. It was focused on what we were working on and being excited about that. And so I thought that was good therapy for me. And so, yeah, it's just deciding, am I going to have a pity party for myself and lay around and not attempt to do anything? Or am I going to try to find out how much of what I can do? And that's what I decided, to try to find out how much of what I can do, so that I can still be of service to my students and be of service to my music community, be of service to my bands, still be a good dad, still be a good husband, and all of those things. So attitude and gratitude. I think for the most part, I'm in pretty good shape as far as being in shape goes with the broken leg. Daniel Marshall said, all those people who told you to break a leg when you were going on stage, it's their fault. Yes, 100%. James says, you have a broken leg but not a broken spirit. Just keep being the positive Fred you are. Thanks, James. But that helps put a finer point on it, like a broken leg but not a broken spirit is, with teaching, what can I do with teaching? So when I'm teaching, I can sit here and I can have one-on-one FaceTime with my students. That interaction is important. I can listen. I can see. I can easily make comments to help them improve in whatever area it is that we're working on. And I think it also shows students that, hey, you can have something horrible happen, but that doesn't mean that the wheels have to stop spinning. There's always something to be able to work on and to move forward. You don't have to just completely remove yourself from life until you're back and ready to go again. I don't have that kind of time on my hands to just not do anything. Plus I get super fidgety on needing to move about and do stuff. Are there a lot of hurdles in my way still? 100%. 100% there are. But even just looking at where I was 2 weeks ago to where I am today, that is definitely a measurable improvement on where I am, and I can remember in detail, because it just happened, like how I was feeling day to day on that. Flying home was a blessing to be able to do so, but at the same time, it was very, very painful. The first flight wasn't too bad. The second flight, the swelling in my leg had gone up considerably. That was pretty rough, and I remember how it felt, but I'm over and past that situation. So yeah, measurable improvement for sure. And it'll be interesting to see where all of this is in the next 7 days, and how each week progresses. Because of course I'd like to get back to my severely opinionated thoughts on music and performance and things like that. Right now my leg is so incredibly weak, and every once in a while just the ever weird little turn will send a sharp pain through my leg. So I just want to be careful. So but until then, I have my practice pads here, and I've got a pair of sticks, so I can demonstrate some stuff rhythmically, which is great. You know, my hands aren't broken. My head's not broken, thankfully. It's a broken leg, and I don't want to say that like it's not a big deal. It's a very big deal. But you know, I'm making happen what I can happen, and that's the whole point of choosing to move forward. And I see Bart. Here's our big internet hug, buddy. Thank you so much. Someday we'll get to do that in person. Bart says today's show is how not to ride a scooter. Yes. Good thing it would only be a discussion and not a show and tell. So yeah, man, those guys at Drummers Education have been so awesome for me and to me in this whole process. Those guys have become great friends. Huge thanks to the producer for taking care of me. You know, she has a lot of responsibilities as it is, and now she's got to take care of a fifth child.